And welcome back, softball fans. Game 3 of 6 getting ready to get started. This is the home-standing Quitman Lady Wolverines getting ready to do battle with the Lady Warriors of St. Fred's. St. Fred's out of Monroe. Quitman, well, out of Quitman. So there you go. There you have that. Quitman will be the home team. No flip necessary there. Head coach Justin Dodson and his Quitman team hosting this tournament. Donnie Wallace, his first season as a high school head coach, spent a lot of time in the select ball area and is back here. And we'll get the starting lineups for you just momentarily. Brenna Lampkin in the circle for Quitman. Maggie Guyot will be over at third. Zoe Williams there at first. Hallie Kate at second base. Looking around and getting everything zoned in. Again, it is Home Runs for Hope weekend. Every home run. I guess I better get this changed out before they get after me. Yeah, they'll do it in a hurry. We work in the school board. We certainly got to be doing it on the Quitman games. And we're ready to get things going. First pitch was scheduled for 1 o'clock. It is 1:02 right now, and we'll take that for game 3. Of course, when you end one a little bit early, that's what happens. You see Coach Donnie Wallace making his way over towards third base. And we'll lead off and get things going. First pitch, 103. That bunt is laid down. Lampkin's going to get it. Spin, throw, not in time. The ball comes out, and a good job to see that the ball came out and call that. Let's instantly take a look back at that one. You'll see the ground ball is fielded there by Lampkin. She spins, whirls, and throws, and that one just comes out of the glove. It would have had her in time. And back to live action we go now. That one off the plate. And Avery Hauser stands in. Avery Hauser signed to go to ULM, where she'll go after her time is through here. And plays center field, bats second for this St. Fred's team, but always enjoys having us around. Apparently she hits the ball a lot out of the park when we're around. So she and Addie clamp it back to back. Avery swung on through that one and fouled it back. And let's get you updated on everything here. Leach there at shortstop. Bowers in center. Newton at first. That's the ones we had mentioned. And Ponder behind the plate, where we have seen her throughout. Three and one, the count to Hauser. Avery smashes that one back into the fence, and that is 3 balls and no strikes. That is Harrison that is down at first, who reached on that error. Williams unable to squeeze it. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes Lampkin's pitch to Avery. Avery lifts that one high. It's going to be floating into left field, where Boone camps out under it, and she'll have it for out number 1. And that will bring Hay to the plate. She lifts this one high, and it's going to roll back over, bounces right in front of the chair there. Yeah, you see the kind of yellow hat explaining why he didn't catch it, and he was getting out of the way for that one. Come on now. That's the worst thing to say, is heads up to people when the ball's coming, because it's a good way to get hit right in the face with it. Well, Ponder gets that ball back to Lampkin so fast. We've seen that throughout the last few days that we've seen Quitman. This is, I guess, game 3 that we've seen them. Saw them against Grant, saw them against Buckeye. I'm counting the one last night. This is game 4. That one poked out over the head of Guyot, who was drawn in at third, and Hay is going to be aboard as well. And you've got runners at first and second for the hard-hitting Eddie Clampett that will step in. Congratulations to Hanville's London Lambert. She is the latest to pick up a 2026 Pelican Rising Stars All-Star invite. They'll throw that one back down the field, or down towards second. Nothing doing there. Thrown out in the outfield, but no advancement there from Harrison. Harrison at second. Hay at first. Clampett, who can turn a pitch around in a hurry, watches that one bounce in front of Ponder, and it's 2 balls and a strike. London Lambert will join the crew. Swung on and missed. That's 2 balls and 2 strikes. We'll join the crew up in Pineville on May 26th and 27th for the Pelican State Rising Stars All-Star Softball game. Boy, we have seen a lot of great talent up here. This game brought to you by P6 Services. HVAC, all your HVAC heating and cooling needs in the Monroe area. Give BJ a call at P6 Services. Swung on and missed and down on strikes. And Lampkin records a Sabine State Bank strikeout for out number 2. And Sophie DeMacas will step in. Sophie up in the batting order a little bit. And when she started, I think she was hitting around 8 or 9. Has moved her way up to 6. DeMacas with runners at first and second. Lampkin trying to get out of this here. DeMacas puts a charge into one way back. Sophie's got it. Over the fence it goes, and that is a home run. 3-run shot for Sophie DeMacas in the top of the 3rd. Goodness. Just when you think it's safe and that you're out of the inning, that is a 3-run shot. There she comes in home, and we'll take a look at it again. You see Sophie just power through that one. Gets it up and out of here. And that is another $10 into the home runs for Hope. Well, Lampkin thought she was going to be out of the first inning. And Sophie DeMacas puts a charge into that one. It's 3-0 here. Didn't have anything to do with the wind on that one. That was just pure Sophie that got a hold of that. Goodness gracious. I told you, when you see a hitter move up from 9 to 8 to 7 to 6 and where she was at there at 5, you know that there's been a charge in what she's doing. So 2 base hits, 1 from Hay and 1 from DeMacas, 3 runs scored, 3 RBI on the day. Sophie got a hold of that one. And it is an early 3-0 lead as we play top of the 1st. That one off the plate, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Davis. Early candidate now for our LV5K player of the game, Sophie DeMacas, and that is a base on balls for Davis. This represents the 7th batter to come to the plate. And that's Ella Pankey, the senior, one of the seniors on this team. Ella, we saw her homer early in the year. In there for strike one to Pankey. Quieted down from the aggravation early on in this one. Hustling down into second base. Davis will get down there on the stolen base. Pankey now at a ball and a strike. Lampkin will stare in. She'll rock back and fire this one. It's also in there for a strike, and that's the one that just started out over the plate and kind of worked away. Took that one, but still had a good chunk of the plate. Lampkin now trying to get out of this. Swung on and missed and down, and that is a Sabine State Bank strikeout. We'll let that take you to the break. You see the pitch come in. There it is, and that'll do it. But 3-run shot by Sophie DeMacas, and we move to the bottom of the first. Due up for Quitman, Leach, Guyot, and Hallie Kate Pullig when we come back. Paige Davis gets the start in the circle for St. Fred's. Let's take a look around defensively if we can. DeMacas in left field, Hauser in center field, Harrison in right, Pankey at third base, Clampett at shortstop, Davis at second base, Hannah Gamage first, and Macklin behind the dish. Paige Davis in the circle has us ready to go. Leading off will be Leach. She is just, again, we told you, moved into the shortstop spot since she came back. You see on her front leg, her right leg as it is, the big knee brace on there. She's come back, she just pokes the ball, puts the ball into the outfield somewhere, and you see that one's going to be popped up, and Maggie, correction, wrong team there. That is Ella Pankey that comes up and gets that one. Good job by the senior third baseman, Pankey, to grab that one. One up and one down, and here comes Guyot. Maggie Guyot had 2 home runs last night in that game. This Home Runs for Hope senior project hatched out of the mind of Maggie. Wanted to do something that gave back, have had some personal stories with St. Jude and with cancer, and wanted to find a way to raise some money for that. And so Home Runs for Hopes has been developed. That one back to the backstop it goes, and 2 balls and no strikes to Guyot. Great work on that photo from Zoe Fitz Photography last night to get that for us. That one comes inside, and it'll be 3 balls and no strikes on Guyot. Expect she's green lighted. She can turn one around in a hurry. We saw her go twice last night. Told her she's single-handedly. She was our LV5K player of the game in game 1 last night with 2 home runs. Bounces low, and she'll take that and head on down to first base. So Leach out, Guyot to first, and Hallie Kate Pullig will step in. Hallie Kate plays second base. She is a freshman, or sophomore, correction, was an 8th grader 2 years ago when Quitman won their first state title. And she was voted the most outstanding player. That's right, an 8th grader. She announced her presence on the scene there. Hallie Kate plays second base and does it quite well. That one off the plate for ball 2. Wind has really started picking up. You keep an eye on the left upper side of the field, out near center field. And that flag is poised out there just to the left of the second base bag in center field. That one outside corner for strike 1. And you can get an idea on what the wind has been doing in this game all day, for that matter. That ball just drifts back over the plate for strike number 2, and Hallie Kate 2 balls and 2 strikes. Paige Davis doing a good job working inside and out. The dugout chanting base hit ball 4, and don't know that it's, we've got a 2-2 count here. Doesn't matter. It's lifted high and into center field. Hauser giving chase. She'll go back and she'll show you why she is going to play at the D1 level in center field. She gives chase and goes back and pulls that one in. We'll see if we caught enough of that one. Hope you just saw her getting to it, but there you have it. Bounces inside. Hallie Kate gave it a ride to the fence. But now Ponder, and we've seen a first inning home run for her back in the Grant game. Ponder likes it when that home plate umpire is there. That was the same home plate umpire when Ponder hit that 3-run shot in the first inning against Grant. That one twisted over to the right side, giving chase in and out of the glove of Davis. And that will get Maggie around to third, and Ponder will reach on an error. So you've got runners at first and third. He'll get a runner over to first now for the catcher, Ponder. Stolen base attempt there, and it will be safe. Swung through that one, did Lampkin. Swinging strike there. Mount Carmel and Vanderbilt Catholic in a big one. Vanderbilt Catholic continues their big season. They win that 5-4. Three balls and two strikes here, two down. That one fouled back again from Lampkin. And that is going to be a walk there to Lampkin. Will get her down to first, and that will load the bases up here with two down. And conversation there and maybe getting a runner in for Lampkin, who is the pitcher. And this is Briley Bowers, center fielder, will step in. Long first inning here, about 20 minutes into this thing. Caught back up in the last one, but we are... that one misses, ball one. We are early on, bottom of the first still. Game number 3 of the day. Up and out of the zone. Boy, that was, you're going to have a runner hung up. Now, they got to throw back to second. They'll get the out there at second, and she doesn't quite make it in to the base. A lot of chaos on that, and we'll try to relook at it here and just keep you up on all of it. So let's speed that up a little bit if we can. So you'll see the high one, and now here comes the run. The runner from third realized that she was going to be out. Then you had two runners. A quick throw back over to second, and that will do it. So your batter that is up will be back up in the next inning, as that will go down as a caught stealing, and that will do it for the first inning of play. It's a 3-run home run by DeMarcus in the top of the first, the only runs in this one. We go to the top of the second. It is 3-0. St. Fred's leads Quitman when we return. Back we go in the top of the second, 3-0. St. Fred's leads this one. That one misses off the plate, and we're just getting going here in the top of the third. We'll get caught back up on everything. This is Macklin that is there to lead things off. Bowers was the batter in that last inning, so she'll be back up. This one off the plate. 2 balls and a strike. When inside, misses as well. 3 balls and a strike. Good looking pitch, curls right back in, and Lampkin runs the count full there. Very lengthy first inning. But we roll on to the second. Swung on and missed, and that is a Sabine State Bank strikeout. Out number 1 as Macklin goes down via the punch out, and Wood now will stand in. This is actually, that shows 23. If there's been a change, we'll have to get an idea of that. Ground ball. Let's get back over to St. Fred and team and see that number 23 is Lily Davis. Maybe put in incorrectly or what, but that is a strike. And that is Davis that is there at the plate. Swung on and missed, and down on strike she goes. That is a Sabine State Bank strikeout. Back-to-back strikeouts for Lampkin, and quickly 2 up and 2 down here in the top of the second. Much quicker roll to this second, and that's Hannah Gamage. Hannah Gamage, first baseman for St. Fred's. Much better inning for Lampkin as far as base runners. And, of course, the home run that she gave up to DeMacus. Chappelle and Calvary set to go at the 3 o'clock game. That should be another good one. Coach Scott O'Brien and the Chappelle Chipmunks, if you will. Clouds starting to make their way back in a little bit. Just going to provide some relief from the sun. It's about this time that the sun will start making its way. That one lifted high, giving chase in right field, falling down and grabbing that one, but the out is made, and that will retire the side. We'll take one more look at it here as that ball goes into the outfield, and giving chase to it is Newton. She'll catch it and fall down. Diving back for it. Great work there. Back to the bottom of the second we go. Good inning there for Lampkin. And we will see Paige Davis make her way back out onto the field, finish her warm-up tosses up. Appreciate our friends at P6 Services out of Monroe area. All your heating and cooling needs in the northeast Louisiana area. Check out P6 Services. You can find them on Facebook and all the information how to get in touch with those guys. This Quitman tournament brought to you by DHT Specialties, LLC. A lot of folks came together to help make this, streaming this event possible. That one poked foul and down the line, giving chase out in right is Harrison. And comes up and makes a tremendous catch. Had to run a long way for that one, but that is going to retire Bowers. And what a catch out there by Harrison. It's kind of blocked through the trees from where you are, but we were able to get a good eye on that. And so after a good-looking change, that one just dropped out of the zone, went up and above the zone to Williams. She takes that for ball one. Davis will rock back and deliver this one. Let's go of it right outside of the circle, really, and it rolls most of the way up. 2 balls, no strikes. Then you will have Quitman a little later this evening, and finally Gina and Darbone Woods, the 7 o'clock game. It's going to be a good one. That one misses. 3 balls and no strikes here to Williams. And that is a 4-pitch walk to Williams, and will get her down to first base. And Watson set to go. Pass ball is going to get Williams down to first base. So off she goes. I go out and talk to her just a little bit. Coach Donnie Wallace makes his way out to visit with Davis. Delighted to be here. 446 Sports presentation of Louisiana High School softball. This is the 2026 Quitman Tournament brought to you by DHT Specialties. That one misses low. Rachel Shively, the Jackson Parish Clerk of Court. Big help in what we're doing here, without a doubt. Pardue Builders, Pardue Builder Supply. Have you checked out PardueBuilders.com? You need to for all your supply needs. Of course, our friends at Paradise Funeral Homes, all helping to make this possible for us and supporting what we do at 446 Sports, and couldn't do anything without all of those. That one is in there for a strike, so 3 balls and a strike now. Four-pitch or 5-pitch walk there. We'll put runners at first and second, and had to pitch out of a jam back in the first inning, and she was able to do that, was Davis. Newton will step in. Two balls, no strikes here. And in danger of walking the bases loaded and getting to the top of the lineup, and Leach and Guy out and Pulig. And, well, you got to be very careful throughout this lineup. But Davis has struggled through the first couple of innings here. Was able to get out unscathed in the first. That one is in there for strike one. All it takes is a little ground ball, though. You've got to think Davis has to just get together and pull in. And Coach Justin Dotson going to go over and visit with his right fielder just a minute before she gets back in. Squaring around and bunt, trying to lay that one down. And that's going to be 3 balls and 2 strikes to Newton. I think that caught everybody off guard. Guy out was Panky was playing back a little bit even with the bag. She takes a step up now at the cut of the grass just in case. 3-2 offering. Swung on, or no, taken for the 3rd strike. And that is a Sabine State Bank strikeout there, and good work. Able to get that one and just froze her. Check swing there, and that will do it. And 2 down. Correction, that's the first out. So 1 down here. Runners at first and second. That's a big strikeout. Back to the top of this very powerful lineup. Did I tell you that we got another invitee to the Pelican State All-Star softball game? We did. That is Hanville's own freshman, London Lambert. London Lambert will be joining us in Pineville for the All-Star game. Got a couple of more that we will invite before we get out of here, as they are starting to come fast and furious. About 3 weeks left in the season. We have seen a lot of softball around the way this weekend. Three-run shot in this one is the only score that came off the bat of the St. Fred's left fielder, Sophie DeMacas. We're back at the top of the order as Davis has went through at one time. We'll make her second round through. That is a walk, and that will get the bases loaded. I thought it was. 2 down here in this one, and Guyot stands in, and Wallace is going to make a move, it looks like. So the second trip through the lineup puts Leach on first base. The bases will be loaded. This is a tire discount center pitching change back in Alexandria, for that matter, for all of your tire change needs. Why don't you check out Tire Discount Center? Camille de Gravel will come in to pitch. That'll be the new pitcher for St. Fred's, and she faces Maggie Guyot with an opportunity for Guyot to get this thing back going. Quitman trails this one 3-0. It was that first inning, 2 out, 3-run home run by DeMacas. Guyot, who had 2 last night. Her first opportunity to face DeGravel in this one. Camille is the normal everyday pitcher for this. Coach Wallace likes to mix it around a little bit. And started Davis there in the first, but DeGravel, her first pitch, is off the plate for ball 1. Such a dangerous hitter in Maggie Guyot. DeGravel looks at this one, fires it in there, and that one is ground over to second base. It worked there, and will take it herself. Out at second base does Davis, who just went over to second base. How do you like that? You go from the mound to second base, and the play is there to get you out of it. They leave them loaded again. Let's take a look at that one more time to get us to the break. Avery Hauser will lead things off. She is 0 for 1 on the day. Hauser, center fielder for St. Fred's. Step in from the left side, ready to go. That one lifted straight back to where we are, and strike 1. Hauser thrives when 446 Sports is in town. We'll see what she's got going on here. She's always been good for a couple of in-game home runs. 0 for 1 on the day. Takes that one off the plate, a ball and a strike. Just a good kid, though. A better, she's a really good player. She's an all-star caliber player, a D1 signee with ULM, but she's an even better person. That one curves off of the plate. Started out middle of the plate and wasn't going to have an opportunity at it. There was as much twist as it had on it from Lampkin. That one right back in, and all of a sudden it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count. That's that movement and that spin that Lampkin puts on the ball. Down on strikes she goes, and that is a good-looking backdoor curveball. Don't know that it broke completely back over, but good look at it and tough one to take, and that is a Sabine State Bank strikeout for Hauser, and that will get Hay. There, fouls that one off. Originally does Ellis Hay. Poked down and over near where the Calvary ladies have the hacky sack out. I didn't know folks did that anymore. I guess that's an age-old thing. You don't ever get too old to hacky sack. I do. 1 for 1 on the day for Hay. She lifts this one up, and it's going to be fouled off into the fence. And we'll repeat the 0-2 pitch. Quitman and St. Fred's brought to you by P6 Services out of Monroe, Rachel Shively, Clerk of Court, DHT Specialties LLC, Paradise Funeral Home, and Pardue Builders. That one ground ball back to Lampkin, over to first to Williams, and it's quickly 2 up and 2 down. Addie Clampett now will step in. Pardue Builder Supply on Hudson Avenue, or you can check them out at PardueBuilders.com. That one off the plate and rolls back to the fence. Do you have plans for next Sunday at church for Easter Sunday? And I know every Sunday is important, but make sure if you don't have a home to go celebrate Easter Sunday, make sure you find one locally to you back home. We invite you to One Life. It's on Coliseum Boulevard. Just find a way and go celebrate the resurrection of our Lord and Savior. There you go. That one lifted down to right field. Hallie Kate gives chase. She drops it over there. Made a good run to get to it, but unable to squeeze it. We'll take, you see her working her way over. Ball just comes out right there. And that will be an error that allows Clampett to reach. I don't know what they could be over talking about. You see Coach Dodson talking about it and says that that was safe. Not sure of the play, but we'll get some clarification on it between games. And they were the only thing perhaps that I could think is maybe they're saying it was a foul ball, but the officials look like they're saying that it was hit originally in fair territory and then bounced over foul, and that she was in fair territory when the touching of the ball came. But here comes Sophie DeMacus. DeMacus has led to the game's only runs today with that 3-run shot. She got a hold of it off of Lampkin. Lampkin staying away from her this time. That one misses, ball 1. That one misses away also and is going to allow Clampett to get down to second base. So closing out the top of the lineup has been a chore for Brenna Lampkin. She'll rock back. The 2-0 offering drifts back across the plate, but it's up and high in 3 balls and no strikes. That's all that I can figure on that play with Dodson was that they thought it was foul. 4 straight to Clampett, and she makes her way down to first base, and that'll put runners at first and second as DeMacus draws the walk, and Davis will step up, an opportunity to try to help herself out a little more. Misses the zone on 4 straight to DeMacus and throws the first one in for a strike to Davis. We are in the top of the 3rd in this one. That one taken across the zone for a ball and a strike. Or correction, 0-2. Good looking changeup by Lampkin, drops in, and that will retire the side. So the strikeout of Davis strands a couple of runners. We will be back for the bottom of the 3rd. Due up in the 3rd is Hallie Kate Pullig, Ponder, and Lampkin when we return. Pullig, Ponder, and Lampkin due up to start things off in the bottom of the third. 3-0. St. Fred's clinging to the lead. It's a 3-run home run by Sophie DeMacus in the first inning. Got us to where we're at here. Allie Kate steps in, lifts that one high. Shortstop is there. That's going to be caught. And that is that quickly. Out number 1. And Ponder will step in. Camille DeGravel in the circle has come on and closed the door on the last couple of batters. That one bounces up there for ball 1. Long first inning got us into this one. That was Addie Clampett that pulls it in at shortstop. Smacked over to third base and by Panky there, and that one got on her in a hurry from Ponder. You can see Ponder really get into this one, and before you know it, it is by the third baseman, Ella Panky, and they will get a runner in for Ponder here. Ponder is the catcher. But time to stop by and let Brenna Lampkin know what's going on. So 1 down, runner at first base. That is the courtesy runner, Davis. Wanted the corner, did DeGravel, and it is off, though, in ball 1. DeGravelle, D-E-G-R-A-V-E-L-L-E, Camille, for this St. Fred's Lady Warriors team, and that one curves right back over, and that's the book shoe. We'll spin it. Both these pitchers in here, Lampkin. You don't see the power pitching of Kinsey Anderson that we saw. Throws a good fastball, but the success that they have is when they're able to spin that softball and get it moving around and doing different things. Clampett is going to be under this one again, and that's back-to-back pop-ups. Leads to 2 outs. Runner still at first base is Davis. But back-to-back pop-ups to Clampett. Good-looking pitch into Briley Bowers, who steps in. Bowers, the center fielder for Quitman. Nothing in 1 here to Bowers, and she takes that one out of the zone for ball 1. Ground foul over to third, and ahead in the count 1-2 is DeGravel. That one fouled off the other way, and that'll keep the count at 1-2 strikes. That one lifted high, and Clampett is going to get the trifecta there. All 3 outs are pop flies to shortstop, and that will retire the side, so no runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on. We move to the top of the 4th inning. It's 3-0 when we return. Back to work, here we go. Always visiting with some folks up here in the press box, and that's always good. Got a couple of more members for our Rising Stars All-Star game. They come from way down on the North Shore, and they are members of Archbishop Chappelle's Chips, and we will get that posted here in a little while. But congratulations go out to Taylor Allen and Mia Impastato. And I asked her how we pronounce it. She said, just like that. I said, okay, I'll take that. So two newest members of our Pelican State Rising Stars All-Star game. They come from the Chips of Chappelle. And great to have those young ladies on board. Ella Pankey is there now with 2 strikes. So the first out that was recorded, we had stepped away. That was that strikeout. Correction. So this is Macklin. So Pankey with the strikeout. And now Macklin is a ball and 2 strikes as well. 2-2 now. I think we've got us caught up here. Great to visit with Coach O'Brien. I appreciate him making his way up here. So that is 3 members now of our Pelican State Rising Stars All-Star game. Good-looking pitch. And down on strikes she goes. Let's take a look back at that. That's that changeup that just drops off the table. And that is strike 2. So Pankey and Macklin strikeout victims here. Davis will step in. That one lifted high and down the line. Zoe is going to camp over there, and a quick inning there. We will move to the bottom of the 4th. 3-0. St. Fred still leads this one. After 3.5, St. Fred 3, Quitman 0 will return right after this. Zoe Williams set to lead off the bottom of the 4th for Quitman. This has been a good game. A 3-run home run by DeMacus in the top of the 1st. The only scoring thus far, and we move through the bottom of the 4th in this one. Out in front and swung on and missed. DeGravelle has been solid in the last inning and a half or so that she's been in there. Misses that one up and out of the zone. That one comes inside and misses as well. That is going to send Zoe down to first base with a walk and a leadoff base on balls, and that's the recipe for danger when you get a leadoff walk going on. And that is going to get Williams down to first. And a courtesy runner, or a pinch runner, is going to be in for Zoe. We'll get the updated name on who that is. But Watson will come in there. Pardue is the runner that is at first base. That one is ground, fly ball over there, over to first in time, and that is a double play. Good-looking work there on that line drive to Davis, and she's made a couple of big plays, one to end the last inning, and now this one to get things going. Let's take another look at this line drive out to shortstop, and that gets Pardue off the base. She's ranging that way, and boy, Pardue just had nothing to do. That was a tremendous play by Davis, and a double play there. He races the base runner and gets 2 outs. You talk about a pitcher's best friend. Newton will step in here with 2 down in the bottom of the 4th. That one in there for strike 1. That one does miss off the plate. Three to nothing. You see it on the Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard. Did you know that you can get in on the home runs for Hopes? Just hit that QR code down there at the bottom, and you can support it. That is a strikeout there, but the play of the game so far happened just a minute ago when Davis takes this line drive, turns around and doubles up Pardue, who had came into courtesy run, and that double play will do it. We go to the top of the 5th. St. Fred's clinging to that 3-0 lead when we return. Harrison will lead things off in the top half of the 5th. Heidi Harrison will step in. She's 0 for 2 on the afternoon. And there's our old friend, that sun that we remember from this time of the day yesterday. That one kind of slapped down the left field line. It's going to stay fair. Hustling on in and going to be in there for a double is Harrison, and good piece of hitting out of the leadoff hitting right fielder. She has scored a run earlier. Reached on that error. Now she's 1 for 3 with a run scored, and Avery Hauser will step back in. To say that Hauser is due in this one would be an understatement. Great piece of hitting by Harrison just to poke that down the line. That one misses off the plate in the ball, and no strikes. You don't see the blankets out there anymore. You still see some jackets, but 65 and sunny, and the wind has turned into just a gentle breeze. Misses off the top of the zone. 2 balls and no strikes to Hauser. Got to be careful if you're Lampkin of giving anything middle in to Hauser, as she can go opposite field with it as well. Takes that one, and they'll throw back behind Harrison. Good shot at it by Ponder, but unable to get that to go, and 2 balls and a strike. Hauser swings through that one, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Able to fight that one off and pull it foul. Stay alive at 2 balls and 2 strikes does Hauser. Full count now to Hauser. Hauser 0 for 2 on the day. Lampkin fires this one in and fouled straight back. Good hack at it from Avery. We saw her last year in a tournament out at Ward 10. Came on and hit one, pulled it over the fence, came back in the next inning, hit one opposite field, and she's been on a tear since then. That one misses inside, and Hauser is going to be down at first with a walk. And that should bring Hay to the plate, and does. He'll square around and bunt this one down. Slammed it off the plate and going to hustle down to first, and not going to be in time. Once it took that second bounce on there, you knew that that was not going to make it. And Hay hustles down, and that's going to bring Camille. Oh, correction, that doesn't. That brings Addie Clampett to the plate. Clampett, who has been at shortstop today in this one. Fouls that one back into their little game changer cam there for strike 1. Clampett 0 for 2. Bases full of Lady Warriors in this one in the top of the 5th. Lampkin has got out of trouble a couple of times. That one off the plate. She'll need to do it again. Next game scheduled for 3 o'clock. Calvary and Chappelle. That one lifted high. Going to stay in the infield for an infield fly, so the batter is out. Runners were the only ones that could advance there, and they would do so at their own risk. But the out was there. So Clampett 0 for 3 on the day. And strike 1 into Sophie DeMacus. DeMacus responsible for the only 3 runs in this game. She did it on one swing of the bat. Fouls this one back and quickly down 0-2. And Ponder going out there to talk. Well, when you see her come out that quickly, this is just something they're wanting to work on. Off the plate there, and Ponder looks Harrison back at third. Boy, it seems like a long time since that Harrison leadoff double. Oh, there's that nasty pitch that we saw. And, oh, it's not. That throws over for ball 2. And we have seen Lampkin get a strikeout on that pitch a lot today. Check swing there. Nobody really to appeal to. They appeal to the C position area, and that is a strikeout is called. So he saw the bat come all the way around. And DeMacus down on strikes. That is a Sabine State Bank strikeout, and Davis will step back in. She started that double play on that line drive she snared going back to her glove side towards second base. Lampkin again looking to get out of trouble here. Had the bases loaded with 1 out. Now a pitch, a ground ball, and out away from getting out of this. The bunt popped up. Not going to be in time there at home. Oh, they're calling out at home. And take a look at it again as we get to the end of the inning. I don't know, may have to slow that down a little bit more. Let's look at it one more time, a little bit slower. That one is bunted, popped up, unable to get it. We'll be back right after this. Back to work at the bottom of the 5th inning. Rolling along in this one, top of the lineup due up for Quitman and the Lady Wolverines. Leach, Guyot, and Pullig set to hit here in the bottom of the 5th. Still a lot of time left in this one. Just about an hour in game time-wise. Not that they keep up with game time on this, but just telling you where we're at. That one bunted barehanded behind the dish, but foul, and so nothing doing there. Leach just trying to find a way to get on base. Harrison was there to glove it. Golden opportunity by St. Fred's to add some runs to it, and unable to do so. The top of the order due up now to face De Gravel, as that one is fouled back. And that'll be 0-2. Boy, De Gravel just gets out there and pitches with a purpose. So we'll get that ball, go back to the rosin bag, step on, and as soon as she gets on that rubber, she is ready to go. That one back to the wall. Same thing. Goes back to the back, hits the rosin bag, throws it down, gets a sign from there, and as soon as she steps on the rubber, she is ready to pitch. You better be in the box ready to go. Lady Warriors fans wanted that strikeout, but it is 2-2, just off the top of the zone. A little number there back inside, and that's just nobody's going to be able to get to that. A fair ball may have been better served to stay out of the way and see what the spin was going to do on that, and it probably would have pushed it back foul. But when you're a competitor like Harrison, you're out there trying to make something happen. That is an infield single for Leach, and she reaches first. When lifted high from Guyot, and she's aggravated with herself, and Davis pulls it in, and that is the last 4 outs have been pop-ups to the infield. Hallie Kate will step back in. Hallie Kate Pullig, the sophomore, second baseman from Quitman, one of our Pelican State Rising Stars All-Stars. That one's going to bounce up and hit. Pullig does not get out of the way and takes that one. Ponder now, catcher for Quitman, will step in. Pullig gets her first base hit. Ponder 1 for 2 on the day. Three to nothing. St. Fran's leads this in the bottom of the 5th. You see it on our Wallace Eye Associate scoreboard. That bounces around. Throw down to third, not going to be in time. The left-handed catcher Harrison had a good look at it, but unable to get anything done, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Runners at second and third, so Coach Dodson putting some aggressiveness on. Got both runners in scoring position. Here's going to be a play at the plate. That one in time as the ball, not in time as the ball bounces away. And Leach able to come all the way around and score, and that is the first run for Quitman. Comes in the bottom of the 5th, and Coach Wallace is going to take the walk out to the circle. As the last few have been out of the zone, and it's a 3-ball, no-strike count to Ponder.
Hello? Where you at? Is that park? As you parked up there in the building? All right, I'm going to walk out to this. I'm going to walk out.
3-ball, no-strike count to Ponder following that visit to the mound from Coach Wallace. And that is ball 4. And now you'll have runners at first and third, and they're waving. Ponder's trying to wave off the base runner, and that's not going to, the courtesy runner, and that's not going to happen. She wanted to stay out there and run, and she was waving off the courtesy runner, and that wasn't, he wasn't having any of that. I think it's getting a little dicey here in the bottom of the 5th for St. Fred's. Quitman trying to come all the way back from 3-0 deficit. It's 3-1 now. Stolen base is on that swinging strike, and that'll get the runners at second and third. I think more of anything, Lampkin there just trying to protect Not really hit and run, but trying to protect the courtesy runner Davis. Get her down to second base, and Lampkin will settle in a little bit more now. Good looking pitch inside. And Lampkin now evens it up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. We've seen the St. Fred's pitchers leave a lot of bases, leave a lot of runners on for Quitman, trying to continue to work out of jams. That one lifted high, drifting over, got a shot at it. And making the catch, and that will be out number 2. And that's the kind of out that you need. Get you a foul out, something there. And Lampkin down for the second out. Pankey, the catch over there at third base. And Riley Bowers, the center fielder, will step in. Bowers 0 for 1 as a walk. Ground ball over to second base. Davis going to scoop, flip, got it in time, and that will retire the side, but not before 1 run. Does come across 3-1. We'll let that play that ends it, and Davis has a way of ending innings. She does it again. We'll watch it right here as we go to the break. Pankey, Macklin, and DeGravel due up here against Lampkin. Swung on and missed. This one brought to you by P6 Services. P6 Services, heating and cooling services, because, well, he said they do just about anything. Give BJ a call there in the Monroe area. Heck, he'll go just about anywhere around that region. Heating and cooling, and you just, there's a difference when you deal with somebody that you can trust. Ella Pankey, the senior third baseman. That one ground foul. Lampkin will rock back and fire this one. It swung on and missed and down on strikes. And that is a Sabine State Bank strikeout. One out here in the top of the 6th we play. Macklin will step in. Macklin and DeGravel due up here in the top of the 6th. Squaring around there and taking that one for strike 1. So a ball and a strike to Macklin. Over to Guyot. Guyot's going to field and fire around. Good looking play there. And we'll take a look back at it. Courtesy of our friends at P6 Services. Chopper over there to Guyot, comes in, fields, fires over to Zoe, and that is out number 2. And Camille DeGravel will step in. She has kept Quitman in check. She and Davis pitched a heck of a game. Camille now is 3 in the 3rd inning. She has thrown 45 pitches in 3 innings. Davis threw 43 in an inning and a third. That shows you the work that DeGravel has done. But I'm telling you, Davis rolled through the first couple innings herself. That off-speed pitch, no good, and nothing. Ball and 2 strikes. Swung through that one and down on strikes, and that will retire the side. Let this strikeout. Sabine State Bank strikeout takes us to the bottom of the 6th when we return. Williams, Watson, and Newton, 7, 8, 9, due up for Quitman in the bottom of the 6th inning. We are at the 2026 Quitman Tournament Home Runs for Hope weekend, brought to you by DHT Specialties. That one fouled back, leaving the count up at a ball and a strike. 3-1. Those 3 runs came off the bat of Sophie DeMacas back in the 1st inning, trying to make it hold up. Davis and DeGravel have pitched a solid one. That one misses out and off the plate, and 2 balls and a strike. A lot of softball going on all around us. We have that 3 o'clock game that is waiting. Chappelle and Calvary set to go to work in that. Got to visit with some of the Calvary girls. They made their way up here. Anybody that's around, come up, say hi to us. It's great to meet the folks that are around. That one rolls up, and that is going to be a leadoff walk to Zoe Williams. And Watson will step in, and it's dangerous territory again. Williams and Watson and Newton, 7, 8, 9, and you walk the leadoff hitter in this inning. First one in there, strike one. Moving to the tail end of game number 3. That one fouled back off and out of play. So after a leadoff walk to Zoe Williams, DeGravelle is way ahead of Watson, 0-2. No outs here in the bottom of the 6th. So if you're Quitman, you'd like to come out here and get you the lead in this. That one down on strike she goes. Good looking pitch. Kind of a backdoor opportunity. And you see it come there. That is the strikeout by DeGravelle. And you'll have the right fielder and number 9 hitter Newton there. Goes to bunt. Nothing doing. Takes strike one. I think it went right through. You'll have to go through the top of that lineup one more time regardless in this one. Off the plate, ball one. If you are DeGravelle, you'd like to do it in the 7th with nobody on. You don't want to get Leach and Guyot and that group and Pullig and those ladies up again here with runners on. That's 2 balls and a strike. Barring a ground ball double play, though. DeGravelle fires this one. It is lifted into left field, giving chase and going back, having that one at the fence. Good work out there in left field by Boone to give chase. I'm telling you, gave that a ride. That is DeMacus that is in left field. That is not. They had it backwards on there. Sophie DeMacus having herself a game in this one. They get back to the top of the lineup. And Leach, the shortstop, with 1 for 2. Ground ball back up the middle. Going to be gathered in and won't have a play at first base as Leach was just flying down. And Pankey realized that she was not going to be able to do that. And Maggie Guyot represents the go-ahead run at the plate. 2 home runs yesterday. Has not done anything really today. 0 for 2 with a walk for Guyot. And DeGravelle, we'll see what she's able to spin around. Misses that one out of the zone for ball 1. DeGravelle, the 1-0, smoked over to first base, gathered in there. What a play! Bounces off of the first baseman over to Davis, who ends yet another inning. She has been the star of this one. That'll take us to the break. Back we go. Take a look at that play that ended it again here. It goes off the glove at first base. Maggie put a charge into it, bounces around. Davis is able to get it and flip it right back to get the out. We move to the top of the 7th. Harrison puts a charge into that one over the head of center fielder in there and hustling around. We're going to have a play at third. The tag coming in, safe in front of it. My goodness, what a big one that was. We'll take a look at it one more time. Over the head looking, that was just a poke over there, all the way hustling around. Going to slide just past the tag of the outstretched hands of Guyot. And that puts Harrison there. More, you would like to get you a insurance run with the leadoff hitting. Harrison is on, and that will bring Avery Hauser to the plate. She bunts that one. She's going to spin and throw to first and over the head of Pullick. Run is going to come around to score. The speed of Avery Hauser got that done, and that is an RBI. Run number 4 of the day. And that's that small ball mindset that Donnie Wallace told us about back in the previews. Hey, we'll step in. Big insurance run there, as you'd like to add another one if you are St. Fred's. Ground ball over there. They were going towards the bag. Nobody there. Pullig was going over to cover first base on that play, and let's try to take a look back at that one. You see, she throws a second, but nobody there. Pulligan went to cover first base, and now everybody's safe. Addie Clampett will come in. Addie 0 for 3 on the day, and defense breaking down here in the last inning for Quitman. Squaring around and bunting that, and it is small ball bunting. The out is made at home. Hauser is done there trying to squeeze. And a fielder's choice for Clampett. So she is 0 for 4 on the day. This will bring Sophie DeMacas back to the plate. Lifts that one down the right field line, giving chase out in right field, but running out of real estate is Newton. Hauser was dead to rights as Lampkin made that play easily off the mound. That pitch, if it's bunted anywhere besides right at the pitcher, Hauser's got a chance. That one bounces up, and it's a ball and a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 run already in the top of the 7th. It's 4-1. Swung on and missed. And behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. DeMacas fouls that one back, and the Chips behind Coach Scott O'Brien starting to make their way out to the field. That one lifted high, infield fly, so the batter is out. And that is out number 2 of the inning. Infield fly, so out right off of the bat of DeMacas. Davis again stands in there. Boy, she has had such a great day defensively. 0 for 2 at the plate today. And Ponder chooses to go out and talk to Lampkin a little bit, and that will give an opportunity for Davis to go over there and talk to Wallace just a bit. Everybody returns to their normal spots. And here we go. 2 balls, no strikes. Swung on and missed. Two outs in the top of the 7th. A big run comes back across. But 2 outs here. That one misses down low. 3 balls and 1 strike. That will fill the count up. Good looking off speed work there from Lampkin. Lampkin's went the distance in this one. Quitman has one more game today. St. Fred's, I think, is done. That one is strike 3. Going to be called. And a strike 3 looking. We'll let that take us to the break. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Final chance for Quitman. They trail it 4-1 when we come back. Three, 4, 5 due up for Quitman in the bottom half of the 7th. Pulig and Ponder set to lead things off. Pulig is 0 for 2 on the day. Ponder 1 for 2, and then Brenna Lampkin would be next. Just 3 hits by Quitman today after they pounded the ball yesterday. They have just 3 hits today. 2 of those from Leach, 1 from Ponder. And Hallie Kate Pulig will stand in as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Curveball in there for strike 1. DeGravel has came on and is in her 4th inning of work. 5th inning of work, actually. That one lifted high, giving chase on it back in center field and making the grab. And that will be out number 1. Again, just 3 hits on the day. Davis and DeGravel have done big work. Hauser chases that one down. And there's a lot of places you'd rather hit it besides center field. That one lifted high. Hauser's going to come up and show her range forward, and that's why she is what she is. My goodness. Avery Hauser putting a clinic on in center field here in this inning. Watch her come up and get this one. Shows her range left and right and back, this time coming forward and quickly down to their final out. So 2 up and 2 down pretty quick here in the bottom of the 7th. And Brenna Lampkin is where things lie here. Brenna will have to get things going. She is a pitcher of record as well. We talked about the 3 hits from Quitman, but only actually 7 hits. So a good day for this St. Fred's team. 2 balls and no strikes to Lampkin. DeGravel misses inside, and 3 balls and a strike. And, you know, getting that extra run has helped out a little bit. Briley Bowers would be next. That one is ball 4, and Bowers will make her way to the plate. Lampkin reaches on first, and don't expect for Brenna to come out for a courtesy runner. She'll stay in there. They'll keep Brenna out there. It's more important for her to be on the field than rest up for next inning. That one lifted high. Coming up, making a play and going to dive and snag, and that one is an out. What a finish to this one. Out in right field, it is Wade that comes up and makes that play. Let's look at it again. Got her slide and get that one. We'll have that queued up for you. Let's go. I think we have that one here. Let's go back and... Well, anyway, we'll get it on our highlight reel tonight. But that is the ball game. Your final score, St. Fred 4, Quitman 1. Congratulations to our player of the game, Sophie DeMakis. The 3-run home run is the